Hello and thank you for joining our channel. Today we're gonna show how to clean your old MacBook Pro. This one is 15-inch model from 2013. It's pretty old one, so probably is already dusty and not working as it should. This one is a 15-inch model, but 13-inch model should be pretty much the same. Now, if your fans and all the cooling system is dusty, it runs pretty hot and also very loud and not pleasant to work with. So this is the laptop, this is the back panel, and on the front panel I added this neat sticker, which we will add a link to the product if you want. You see it's not in very good condition. So these are the tools that we will need to clean the laptop. We will add the links to the products in the description below. So first of all we need to shut down the laptop, of course, and then it's better to use this anti-static wristband to avoid damaging the sensitive electronic components. Now in order to take off the back panel, we need to use this hex screwdriver, which is very comfortable to work on all your projects. This is the bit. Now we have 10 screws, which we need to take off first. So let's get started. Okay, so we got the 10 screws out. It's better to use some kind of tray for all your screws to not get lost. Now take off the back panel. It should be pretty easy, and watch out of the sharp edges because you can easily cut your fingers. Now that you open the back panel, let's talk a little bit about what we can see inside. So first of all, these are the fans, which are cooling the CPU and the GPU. Now here we can see the battery modules, which if they're swollen and your laptop doesn't have good battery life, we can replace the batteries. And you can follow our channel because we might be making a video about how to replace them. These are the channels from which the cold air enters the laptop. Here's the second one, and the air gets extracted from the back. These are the speakers. We can see here the SSD module, which is replaceable on this model. This is the memory. Here on the sides we have the input and outputs, which are also replaceable, which is a good. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is disconnect the battery, which is important not to damage any component. This is the battery connector. To disconnect the connectors from the main board, better to use some plastic tool, not to shorten any pins and may do some damage. So now we're gonna remove the first fan, which is held by 2 screws, but you need a bigger hex bit for this. It's held by 2 screws, 1 and 2. And again, I'm making sure not to mix all the screws. Now take off this rubber seal and you can remove the fan. But first of all, we need to disconnect its connector. There is another screw, third one. Be very careful with the flat cable of the fan. Now put it aside. Now this is the fan, and usually the dust collects on its fins and is blocking the airflow, and also on the heatsink fins. Now mine is already clean because I did it already, but this is only educational purpose, so yours will probably be very dirty. The second fan is a little bit harder to take out because we have this flat cable going over it, so we need to disconnect it. Again, carefully. It's held by a little bit of glue. Again, lift the rubber seal, and we have 3 screws which are holding it. Now you can see that the antenna cables are going over it and also disturbing us, so we need to disconnect them carefully. Leave them out of the way, and we can take the wireless card out also. It's held by 1 screw. Just lift it and take it out of the socket. There is also one small connector beneath this one. You just carefully pull it out and it's out. Now we can take the fan out. And don't forget the connector. This one is also pretty clean, but yours might be dusty. Now we're gonna remove the heatsink pipe. We need to take out one rubber cap from the screw. And now start taking out the screws which are holding the heat pipe. One, two, there are 2 screws on the sides, and we have 8 more screws holding it to place on the elements which needs cooling. So we start by removing but 1 screw and then the opposite one to avoid making pressure to the chip and breaking it. Take them out by a bit and then remove them completely. This one is already out. and the second chip. And the last one. And make sure that you remember which screw goes where, because two of them are thicker and the other one are smaller screws. Here and here are the smaller ones. So now that we've taken all the screws out, we can remove the heatsink. Carefully lift it. These are the fins, which can be blocked by a lot of dust. Mine are already clean. And this is the thermal paste, which we're gonna replace also. So if you enjoyed the video so far, so don't forget to subscribe and hit that smash button, like button. So to clean the fans, we can clean them like this, but for better results, we disassemble their cover to get inside and clean the fins better. We need a Phillips head. Each fan has 3 screws holding the cover. Let's remove them. The screws are very small, so be careful. Now we can take the covers and see what's inside. This is how it should look like. Now, using a small brush, we can just clean the fins and remove any dust inside. Be very careful, because the fins are very fragile and you can break them, which we don't want to. And the second one. You can also use compressed air and just spray inside to remove any remaining dust. This one pretty clean. And let's move to the heat pipe. Just the same, using a brush, clean the fins, remove any dust. Also you can use compressed air, just spray inside to clean it. And the second side, the other side. As you can see, you should be able to see through it, so you know that the air can go through. And now, using a paper towel, just remove the old thermal paste. Just wipe it. If it's pretty dry and difficult to remove, you can use some alcohol to rub it. See? Should be clean. Now that we cleaned all the parts, let's assemble the fans. Just return the cover and the 3 screws which are holding it. Again, be very careful not to drop the screws. Now we need to clean the thermopaste from the GPU and the CPU. Same, use a paper towel, wipe it off. And again, here you can use alcohol. Okay, should be nice and shiny. And we can use a brush to clean the rest of the inside of the laptop, especially the air channels. And also here you can use a little bit of compressed air. As you can see, mine has some kind of signs of water penetration, but it's working just fine. When cleaning the inside of the laptop, it's better not to use any vacuum or anything, because you can damage the delicate component and suck something that should be there. So now we're gonna apply a new thermal paste. You can use any kind, but I like this one, gives better results. And to apply it, you need some kind of flat tool. You can use even a credit card. Just open it and apply a little bit to the center of the chip. There are many ways to apply it, but you can search it up, you will see that there is no correct way. Just as long as it gets even spreaded on the surface, should be fine. Just spread it all over, nice and even. Cover it all. And now we're gonna return the heatsink. Just align it with the holes. That should be okay. Now we're gonna return the screws. Just make a few turns of the screw, don't tighten it yet. Now when you tighten, make sure that you first tighten one screw and then the opposite one, then the second and the opposite one to him. Okay, to apply even pressure. make sure. Okay. And now to the CPU. Again, the opposite one. Now we can make it all the way. That's it. And the two silver screws. And the last one. And don't forget the little rubber cover. On the last one. Now we can begin to return the fans. Return the connector of the fan first. And close the little lever. And return the screws. And close the rubber seal. Now the second fan. Again, slide the connector of the fan. And close the connector. Now we need to return the wireless module. Slide it in place and close the retaining screw. Now we need to return the antenna cables and the little connector that we took out previously. And the little flat cable which was above the fan, but note the direction should be like this. And we need to make sure to connect the battery back. Now we can close the cover. Oh, we forgot the rubber seal of the second fan. Now we can close the cover. Also, you can clean the cover with some paper towel and alcohol. Let's close it. Now let's return the remaining screws of the back cover. Now that we close the back cover, we're done. So now your laptop should run much cooler and quieter, and it's be more pleasant to work on. So if you liked our video, please subscribe and hit that like button, and more videos to come. Thank you.